Yes, it's time, of course, for Ali and I to run through some of the biggest refereeing decisions of the weekend. First up, Diogo Dalot. 2 yellow cards in the space of 10 seconds. I think in the 94th minute, seemingly for the same act of dissent. Scott McTominay disagreed with the decision.
I just think that when the emotions are so high in terms of we're defending for our lives and we're wanting to keep a clean sheet, and he's obviously upset, he thinks it's our ball and he's going to react in that way, which for me, the way that it comes across is it's obviously upset, but he's not being nasty towards the referee. From my view anyway, that was how I saw it. I don't know what it looks like on TV, but I don't think it's right in my opinion.
Well, you do wonder what he said.
Yes.
But was it fair or not?
I'm going to get called the biggest hypocrite ever because I've been the one that's been calling out for respect to referees, right? Definitely. And I think there has to be a change. However, I did think that was harsh. I really did. It was out of order reacting the way he did? Yes, of course it was. Did he deserve a yellow card? Yes, I think he did. Should Michael Oliver just have had a word with him to try and calm him down after the first yellow card? Probably. I genuinely, with a letter of law, Michael Oliver will say, look, I got it right. His reactions wanted 2 yellow cards. And by the letter of law, it might have. But I just think, again, we get back to common sense from referees. I think the vast majority, it's funny how players sometimes look at it differently. Don't always look at it the correct way, but they tend to look at it the same way, I think, players. And I would think the vast majority of footballers watching that would have thought yellow card and maybe just have a wee word with them with 2 minutes to go and say, come on, get yourself sorted out.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously something they've been told to clamp down on.
Yeah.
We saw it with Lewis Dunk, didn't we, just 2 or 3 weeks ago. But the argument about common sense, I get that. But equally, it's down to the player to show common sense too, because he knows what the outcome is going to be.
Well, it's, you can't defend it. You cannot defend his reaction. 100% you can't. Whether the referee get the decision wrong for the throw-in, I mean, they were fighting for their lives, and I get it. I get the tension, I get the excitement, I get the whole thing. But you cannot, make any allowances for Dalot's reaction. But I just think Michael Oliver could have showed, use the word common sense, maybe a little bit of leniency.
Yeah. Next up, Raul Jimenez receives a red card for fouling Sean Longstaff with his backside. It led to this rant from the Fulham boss, Marco Silva.
I have to say that we lost this game and it wasn't our fault. Clear, really strange the performance from the referee this afternoon. And we needed the referee to handle the pressure as well. And the referee this afternoon, he didn't have the ability to handle the pressure from a game like this one, in my opinion. From the first minute until the 21st, he didn't give one foul for Fulham. It's really strange the way all the challenge for us, they were not foul, and all the challenge for Newcastle, they were foul.
It probably looked a worse challenge than it was, Ali.
Yes, yellow for me. I think he goes to close him down and kind of turns his body, and he's high, his legs up, no doubt about it, doesn't look good, and then he turns his body around, catches him with his backside. Yellow card for me, no more.
Because he's pulling his leg away. I think he realises what a bad position he's in.
Yeah, I mean, it looks anything else. You slow it down and you use still photographs, it looks shocking. But and you're watching it as live, I think he pulls his leg back and he tries to turn his body around to block the ball, hits him with his backside. I don't think it's a red card. I'm giving a yellow there all day.
Yeah. The London Stadium, Vladimir Coufal got away without a card for an elbow on Bellegarde. He got away without a card. Right, Chris Kavanagh was the official in charge. So it's bad enough that he hasn't seen. This is a challenge in the first half, by the way, we're talking about now. There's another one in the second half. But in the first, he's got away without a card at all. VAR takes a look at it. This is what diminishes VAR in most people's eyes, because VAR look at this, it's like common assault. It's the clearest red card you will ever see, and yet he still doesn't get a card. And in the second half, he does Bellegarde again. It's not quite as bad. And then Coufal is taken off by David Moyes to stop him getting sent off, and they put another fullback on who immediately does Bellegarde again. I mean, the poor boy, he must have felt he'd done 10 rounds with Tony Bellew at the end of this.
Bellegarde, it felt like that guy in Airplane. Remember the guy in Airplane with it all queued up?
He had to punch it. Yeah.
That's what he felt like. No, I must admit, I've only seen the first one, and it's a very, very minimum a yellow card, because he comes in, he catches him behind, but he also kind of straight arms him with his arm, with his elbow, so he can consider himself unbelievably fortunate.
Yeah,
as I say, I thought the very, very least was a yellow card.
I tell you, during the course of the game, he should have had 2 red cards and he ends up with 1 yellow. Goodness me. He got away with that at the London Stadium. Thomas Frank, very unhappy after Ben Mee had a yellow card overturned to a red, despite the referee seeing clearly what had happened. Here's what Frank had to say.
It's not a red card. I must say that. After I watched it back, it's not a red card. And I think we need the consistency in that. And David was 4 meters away from the situation, nailed it, yellow. So you need more help from the VAR situation, in my opinion.
But we don't want the game re-refereed. Everybody keeps saying
Correct.
that. If you've got such a clear view of the initial foul and he's given yellow,
Which I thought it was.
why does the VAR get involved?
That's correct. The VAR supposedly gets involved if it's a clear and obvious error. You'll never convince me that was a clear and obvious error. Referee saw it, gave a yellow card, which I actually think was a correct decision, and then VAR gets involved. That's the problem we have, you and I. That VAR getting involved where it doesn't necessarily need to.
Yeah, I didn't expect this to be the feistiest game of the weekend. 2
I know.
red cards,
I know.
12 yellows, including both managers.
It's amazing, eh?
Yeah.
I'm the same as you. I didn't have it down to be that, but tell you what, it didn't half of a bit. Added to it, didn't it?
Yeah, it certainly did. Thomas Frank said afterwards, fans, players and staff need to show class, and I don't think there was enough of that on show. You can say that again, but in fairness, that is a classy response, the sort of thing you usually expect from Thomas Frank.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.